Hello friends, in the last video we have discussed about the clinical examination of motor system, in which we were discussing the different types of involuntary movements, and we have started with the first type of involuntary movement, that is tremors. Under the heading of tremors we have discussed the classification of tremors. The tremors can be classified on the basis of two factors, that is the intensity and etiology. On the basis of intensity, tremors can be classified into three subtypes, that is fine tremors, coarse tremors and very coarse tremors. We have discussed the characteristic feature of all these types. On the basis of etiology, tremors are classified into various types like tremor of nervousness and anxiety, heredofamilial tremor, tremor of alcoholism, tremor of thyrotoxicosis, tremors of Parkinsonism, tremors of different liver disorders and intention tremors. Amongst these types, we have discussed the characteristic features of heredofamilial tremors and tremor of nervousness, anxiety, alcoholism, thyrotoxicosis. Today, we are going to discuss about the tremors of Parkinsonism, tremors of liver disorders and intention tremors. So let us start with tremors of Parkinsonism. Parkinsonism is the commonest disease encountered in Indian population, especially in the elderly peoples. Parkinsonism is characterized by its typical tremors, which are also named as bead rolling tremors or pill rolling tremors. This disorder is also characterized by a mask-like face and a typical posture. It also affects, Parkinsonism also affects the posture of the person. So we are going to discuss these things in detail. So let us first begin with the tremor of Parkinsonism. As I have already said that these tremors are termed as bead rolling tremors or pill rolling tremors. These tremors causes difficulty in buttoning and unbuttoning the shirt. The characteristic features are, the tremors are very fine in nature, but they can also be coarse or very coarse as the disease progresses. So that means we can say that the tremors of Parkinsonism are variable in nature depending on the progress of the disease. In the initial stage of the disease, the tremors are fine. As the disease progresses, they become coarse to very coarse. The tremors can be seen as well as the tremors can be heard. That is a typical characteristic feature of Parkinsonism. The tremors can be seen as well as they can be heard. That means if you are examining the patient, you can see the tremors, and if the patient is asked to sit on a chair, or if the patient is asked to hold a piece of paper in his hands, because of the constant vibrations, because of the constant tremors, his limbs are shaking. In fact, the entire body is shaking, which is producing a sound against the object. Okay, so that is why the tremors can be seen as well as the tremors can be heard. The another characteristic feature of these tremors of Parkinsonism is the tremors are absent during sleep. The tremors are absent during sleep. These tremors are influenced by the emotions. If the patient is feeling angry, or if he is anxious, if he is happy, all these emotions will affect the intensity of tremors. Now, these tremors in case of Parkinsonism begins at the first interphalangeal joint of the thumb. The tremors begins at the thumb. I will demonstrate these tremors. So there will be flexion extension movement at the first interphalangeal joint of thumb, like this. As the disease progresses, the entire thumb moves towards the forefinger like this. As the disease progresses, the tremors from this type will be like this. The entire thumb will move towards the forefinger. As the disease progresses, the forefinger, the first finger, will also start getting tremors. Now this type of tremor will be seen. Flexion extension movement. As the disease progresses, all the fingers will start getting tremors like this. The tremors will be present in all fingers. The fingers will move en masse like this. Okay. Now the entire forearm, arm, this another limb, entire body will slowly start getting involved in this type of tremor. So if you look at the typical tremor, this is called as a bead rolling movement, as if the patient is moving some beads in between his fingers. Bead rolling movement. Okay. So this is the characteristic tremor of Parkinsonism. These tremors are associated with mask-like face and a typical posture which is called as universal flexure posture. Now what is universal flexure posture? All the joints of the body are in a flexed position. That is why it is called as universal flexure posture. I will demonstrate it to you. The neck will be flexed, the hip joint will be flexed, the elbow joints will be flexed, the wrist joint will be flexed, knee joints will be flexed, and the patient will be moving like this, and his foot will be, the patient will be unable to pick up the foot and then walk. Okay. So that is typical universal flexure posture seen in a patient of Parkinsonism. Remember, the tremors of Parkinsonism are absent during the initiation of any activity. Say for example, if the patient is holding something in his hands or if he is doing any activity, in the beginning the tremor will be absent. But as soon as that particular posture becomes constant for after few seconds, the tremors will begin. Okay. So for example, now if the patient is holding any paper in his hand, as soon as he holds it, the tremor stops, and when this posture becomes maintained for few seconds, after few seconds there will be trembling. Okay. So at the initiation the tremors will be absent. As soon as the posture becomes maintained, there will be tremors. Okay. That is typical of tremors of Parkinsonism. Now coming to the next, tremors of liver disorders. By liver disorders, I mean to say that hepatic encephalopathy, liver failure, cirrhosis of liver, as well as Wilson's disease. So in all these four types of liver disorders, you will see a common tremor. These tremors are also called as liver flaps, F-L-A-P-S, liver flaps, or asterixis, A-S-T-E-R-I-X-I-S, asterixis. Now what is the characteristic feature of these tremors of liver disorder? These tremors, just like that of the Parkinsonism, these tremors are also absent in sleep. They are also absent in when the patient is resting. And these tremors, that is tremors of liver disorders, becomes evident when the person starts performing any activity. Okay. Now what is the characteristic presentation in this tremor? What you have to do is, you have to ask the patient, in order to rule out the tremors, what you have to do is, you have to ask the patient to outstretch his hands like this, then dorsiflex the wrist, flexion at the wrist joint like this, and ask the patient to hold this posture. If the patient is having liver disorders, there will be presence of liver flaps. Now what happens? The person will be unable to hold this posture, and there will be dropping at the wrist joint like this. Okay. The patient will be unable to hold this, there will be drop. Okay. So this type of tremors will be seen. These tremors can be symmetrical, as I am showing in this video, symmetrical, or they can be asymmetrical like this. In fact, in some patients you may observe that the one limb can be stationary, whereas the tremors will be seen in another limb. Okay. So these are three possibilities in case of tremors of liver disorders: symmetrical, asymmetrical, or one limb can be stationary and the tremors can be seen in another limb. So in this case also the tremors can be spread from the wrist joint to the entire arm to the entire limbs, okay, as the disease progresses. Now coming to the next intention tremors. These are very important tremors. These are also called as cerebellar tremors because these tremors occurs because of any disease of the cerebellum. Intention tremors. Again, as like that of tremors of Parkinsonism and tremors of liver disorders, intention tremors are also absent at rest. When the patient is asleep or when the patient is resting, the tremors will not be seen. The tremors will be brought on by any particular activity. The tremors can be coarse in nature, coarse to very coarse in nature. These are not, intention tremors are not fine. They will be coarse or very coarse in nature. Now, how to see for the presence or absence of intention tremor? As I have told you that these tremors are brought on because of any activity. What you have to do is, you have to ask the patient to perform any simple task. Say for example, ask the patient to pick up any object from anywhere, or simply ask the patient to touch the nose followed by the finger. This is a simple test that you can administer. This is called as finger nose test. Touch the nose followed by the finger. Okay, this one. So, if the patient is having any cerebellar disorder, as soon as the patient is going to reach the target, like this nose or the finger, as soon as the patient is going to reach the target, the tremor will begin. And what is the characteristic feature of tremor? The tremors will be coarse to very coarse in nature and they will be oscillatory. Okay, like this. The tremors will be oscillatory. The person will be unable to reach to the target, will be unable to achieve the target. The tremors will be oscillatory. Okay. So, when the person begins the activity, say for example picking up this duster from here, the tremors will be absent, but as soon as the person reaches to its target, the oscillatory movements begins and the target is failed. So this is a typical tremor of cerebellar disorder called as intention tremors. So here we finish the tremors. In the next video we are going to discuss about epilepsy, different types of epilepsy and the characteristic features of various types. Thank you.